I'm standing at Three Forks Road near Seth in Boone County, at least what's left of the road. Take a look around me. This is the aftermath of Monday's devastating flooding. There's only 3 ways in and out of this neighborhood: by all-terrain vehicle, by bicycle, or by foot. And this is why. Well, Amanda, Mountaineer Gas tells me it was the worst gas line flood they've seen in 30 years. It was about 46 miles of gas lines that were flooded. That's the distance from Charleston to Huntington, to give you some perspective. This is the spot where the flood began. We're on the corner of Madison and Florida Street. This hearing happened yesterday after Judge Mary Claire Akers issued this administrative order to the Kanawha County Prosecutor's Office. This document alleges that the prosecutor's office failed on the responsibility to handle court orders relating to child neglect and abuse cases going as far back to 2007. This document was met by a written rebuttal statement from the prosecutor's office. In this document, they claim it is not their responsibility to handle every single court order. Rather, they do it on occasion as a courtesy, but the main responsibility goes to the court. Being a high school referee is about much more than just throwing flags. Behind every roughing the passer call can be long nights away from home, and every pass interference call can lead to fans, parents, and coaches screaming at officials for every call they make. But without the referees, there is no high school football. Local postal workers are concerned that if the USPS consolidates their South Charleston office, then letters like this one that would take 1 to 2 days to deliver could take up to a week. Well, Pat, the suspect by the name of Percy Woody was working his shift here at the Kanawha City McDonald's at the drive-through window when he allegedly grabbed his box cutter and attacked his co-workers. Now, I talked to Lieutenant Tony Hazlett, who said that one of the employees he was near the drive-through was cut, and a second one cut also closer to the cash register. Well, Zach, in my hand I'm holding a check for $13.5 million, all of which is going to Ripley Middle School right here, all towards renovations. And when Governor Justice made that announcement this morning in front of a crowd of students here on the bleachers, the crowd went nuts and gave him a standing ovation. That's right, Amanda. I have a new furry friend you can see right here. Her name is Sasha. She's 9 months old, and she's very excited about this new bridge that's about to open up. It should be open by the end of the week, but this bridge is one of 22 that were destroyed by the floods 50 days ago today. Well, Amanda, for the first time since 2003, there has been a change at the president for the Kanawha County Commission, and it is Lance Wheeler. As a matter of fact, Ken Carper was the one to initiate the motion to nominate Lance Wheeler as the commission president, to which Bansalango seconded, and it was a very quick vote. It's the first motion of the agenda, and it was voted in very quickly. I'm standing at one of the new safety exchange points at the St. Albans Police Department, which is being monitored 24/7 by security cameras to watch any transactions that occur in this zone, including child custody exchanges or online transactions. An effective way of child-proofing your gun is by getting a child-proof lock, and here's how it's applied. Make sure the gun is pointed away from anybody and that the magazine is empty. Then you can loop the wire through the barrel and up the slide, then loop the wire back onto the lock, make sure it's locked into place, remove the key, make sure you know where you put it afterwards, and then you lock the slide. This gun is locked and it will not engage. This all began after we heard from Jennifer Harless, a woman who claimed that when she was alone with former Chief Hunt in his office, that he pulled his pants down. That incident allegedly happened in the spring of last year. Then just last month, we heard from Chelsea McCoy, a former Charleston police officer herself, who says that as she was joining the force, when she took a lie detector test, Hunt administered it for her, and then after the test was over, they had sex in that room. That allegedly happened back in 2018 when Hunt was still a sergeant. And today, a city spokesperson tells us that Hunt is the subject of an internal investigation, and so is Sergeant Richie Bassford. The latter is the department's chief of detectives. Well, Amanda, tonight's the night the trick-or-treaters have been waiting all year for. It's October 31st. The costumes are in full force, and I want to get on the fun. I have my own bag. I'm hoping to get some candy now. So I'm at the Wizard of Oz party right now in the neighborhood, and everyone's here in their costumes. Hi, Dorothy. Trick-or-treat.
Hey, Brianna.
Do you like my costume? I'm dressed as a news reporter this year. Do you like it? So you're dressed as Dorothy this year?
Yeah.
It's safe to say that you're a long way from Kansas, right?
We're not in Kansas anymore, huh?
No. Well, Amanda, from where I am standing right now, we're in the quiet after the storm, but that would be two major snow squalls that we're talking about. As you can take a look behind me, this is US Route 19, just a couple of miles away from Summersville, and the ground's much wider than it was an hour ago. That's because we had a 20-minute period of very heavy snowfall, intense wind, and bitter cold. And let me tell you, those latter two are still the case. The wind is piercing right now, and I could barely feel my fingers right now.
I am a lawyer by day and a lumberjack by night.
Arden Coger Jr. is not your average civil defense attorney. He's a Webster County native who has been lumberjacking since he was 7 years old. He's won 55 world titles competing in lumberjacking competitions across the globe.
I love lumberjacking. I love the timber industry. I love West Virginia.
This holiday season, Coger was chosen to help cut the Christmas tree for the U.S. Capitol in Washington, D.C. When he got the call, he could hardly believe it.
I was floored. I was simply floored. You know, and honestly, I cried for 30 minutes before I could compose myself well enough to be able to go and tell my wife.
This year's tree was a 63-foot tall Norway spruce, and in the spirit of Christmas, Coger cut the tree down in the snow at the Monongahela National Forest.
We get up to where the tree is at, and it's like a winter wonderland. It was beautiful. There was snow on the ground. There was snow in the trees. I couldn't ask for a more memorable moment to be able to do this wonderful event.
In the Coger family, cutting Christmas trees for Washington has become a family tradition. Arden Coger Sr. cut the White House tree in 1962 when John F. Kennedy was president. Jr. says it's a tradition he's jolly to be a part of.
It took us a long time to cut it down, about 6, 7, 8 minutes with the axe and us all. But you know, it was just part of the tradition of what makes West Virginia what it is.
In West Hamlin, Sam DeCoste, 13 News.